Here, Jesse Nadelman here with FloridaHighSchoolFootball.com and North Broward Prep Football, recapping North Broward's 31-14 loss to Calvary Christian in Fort Lauderdale right here on Tom Marcy Field last night. It was a close game for most of the way. North Broward pulled within 3 a couple of times in the first half and in the second half, but eventually Calvary Christian really put the thumb down. North Broward suffered a lot of penalties in this game. Over 150 yards cost due to penalties, and get this, 81 yards lost due to snap inefficiencies. So that's well over 200 yards lost due to just poor execution. It's hard to beat a sound, well-coached Calvary Christian team doing that, let alone win any game for that matter. Calvary Christian, Robbie Evans, senior cornerbacks and running back, had 3 total touchdowns. Junior, their starting running back, Massey Gamble, was a little limited in this game. He didn't play for most of the game. In the first half, not sure if he got injured or what was up there, but Robbie Evans was great in his place. He had a 41-yard touchdown run with 2 minutes to go, which really sealed the deal for Calvary. It made it 24-14 with 2 minutes to play, and then he had another 17-yard touchdown run with under a minute to go, where the North Broward defense had already given up. In retrospect, Calvary should have been thinking about nailing the ball there. That made it 31-14. Back to Calvary, the defense has been outstanding all season long. North Broward, most points in the Gold Coast Conference this season entering play. They still have the most points in the Gold Coast Conference, even after scoring just 14 this week, a season low. Calvary held them to just 1 offensive touchdown. Calvary's played 8 games this season. Half of them have been shutouts, including 14 points led up to Key West last week, 14 this week to North Broward. Excellent play defensively. For some reason, North Broward kept running it up the ball with Dimitri McKenzie right into the linebacker core of Diego Fago and Jordan Jackson. Diego Fago is the Navy commit, 3-star linebacker. He's played so well this whole season. He played well again last night, and he made the whole defense better, as we expected. Calvary's defense dominant last night. North Broward's only lone offensive touchdown, came on a 19-yard pass from Paye to wide open Anthony Gomez. And their other touchdown was a big one also. North Broward, after all those issues in the first half, found themselves down 10-0 with Andres Del Castillo lined up for a 42-yard field goal. Unfortunately, he missed that field goal, and North Broward is going to head into the half down 10. Calvary had the ball to start the second half, but instead, Robbie Evans took the carry, and Kevin Austin made a 5-star play. He's a 4-star for a reason. Took the ball out of Evans' hands and ran it in for a defensive touchdown. Made it just 10-7. But again, heading into halftime, Kirk Hoza told me, Calvary's head coach, after the game, it did take a lot of momentum out of us, but we were focused. Our coaching staff preaches that our players are going to act like how we're going to act, and his team stayed focused in the second half. In the locker room, they focused on not what happened in the first half, and specifically with that Austin play, but how they can improve and what adjustments they can make in the second half to pull away, and sure enough, they did. First pass from Paye in the second half was Evans. Robbie Evans picked off his pass at the 10-yard line right there, ran it in for a score that made it 17-7. Early in the third quarter, deflated North Broward's balloons a little. Paye, very ineffective in place of Schuster. His third game action this season, did not start against McCarthy, but played most of the game. Started last week against Colorblades. Paye did throw a touchdown pass to Gomez, but other than that, he dropped 3 snaps, which cost North Broward around 70 yards. They weren't bad snaps by Justin Bentiu, but they were just dropped. And it could have been because of the wind, it's brisk air, but 3 times he dropped snaps, cost North Broward a lot of yards, and also was sacked a lot of time where he did have a solid amount of time to pass. So North Broward, but fortunately for North Broward, Logan Schuster spoke to him last night, said his finger is feeling better, and he still plans on playing in the Gold Coast semifinals. Aspect of this game, outcome, again, 31-14, North Broward loses. Calvary Christian, big win for them. They'll play against Archbishop McCarthy next week. Top two teams in the standings of the conference. Winner of that game will be the 1 seed in the Gold Coast Conference playoffs. So a big game for McCarthy. And Calvary Christian, Hosa said after the game, we weren't focused on McCarthy at all. We saw how good North Broward was on film, and that these guys were looking to make a statement here at Tom Marcy Field. They did. North Broward looked to lick their wounds and get ready to play John Carroll Catholic next week on their senior night. But they finished the season 7-2 in conference play, heading into a playoff game where they'll travel to either Calvary Christian or Archbishop McCarthy. So again, Jesse Nadelman, FloridaHighSchoolFootball.com and North Broward